For most of the past decade, government has been playing an increasingly active role in franchising at the federal, state, and local levels. And while franchising continues to open doors for so many, the reality is that our business model is under attack. Can you imagine a world without franchising? Altogether, franchises' contribution to the US GDP is nearly $500 billion each year. If franchising were a country, it would have a bigger economy than Norway or Austria. Franchising represents more than 800,000 locally owned small businesses and creates more than 8 million jobs in the US. But if franchising went away, so too would opportunities for wealth creation for future generations. And if you think these attacks that IFA is protecting you against don't apply to you or your sector, remember that the change of just one word can refocus a law, pivoting it from restaurants to hotels to home care, janitorial, or another franchising segment. Our future depends on each and every one of us to speak up, to speak out, and to step forward. Continue watching to learn more about the top 4 issues that the IFA team and members like you are working on. California's FAST Act would impose sharply higher wage costs and special work rules on restaurants while exempting non-franchises. It would deliberately unlevel the playing field. IFA and our allies have stopped the FAST Act for now, but the fight is far from over. The state is now considering a bill that would deem franchise brands and franchisees joint employers, turning franchise owners into middle managers and taking away their hard-earned equity. Already, other states and cities are considering copycat bills, and some want to apply this approach to other franchises beyond just the restaurant sector. The joint employer issue. There are people who think joint employer legislation would help franchisees, but it's actually a perfect example of how anything that damages either franchisors or franchisees ends up damaging both. The basic issue is that such regulations would change the definition of franchisees. It would essentially change franchisees from independent small business owners to employees of the parent brands, turning each local franchise owner into middle management for franchisors and eliminating the equity that franchisees have created for their families. Franchise owners would no longer have sole control over their businesses or their employees. Rather, they'd be a joint employer with the franchisor. It would destroy the very independence and spirit of entrepreneurship that provides opportunity for so many in franchising. Joint employer threats are coming from all angles, including the National Labor Relations Board and states like California and New York. The Federal Trade Commission is now reviewing the FTC's franchise rule, which IFA supports and governs most aspects of franchising, including our FDDs and the important role of disclosure. However, IFA is very concerned that unhelpful changes may be coming. Franchise relationship issues. In states like Arizona, New Jersey, and Arkansas are considering bills that would allow state governments to enter the franchise relationship and govern the terms between franchisees and franchisors. This could allow substandard franchisees to remain in business, damaging the overall health of that brand. Make sure you have the facts on these key issues. Share them across your franchise system, and don't hesitate to reach out to the IFA Government Relations team or to me to schedule a virtual or an in-person briefing for your executive team or your franchise business owners. Thank you.